Let's break down political disillusionment. It's a term you might hear tossed around a lot, but what does it really mean, especially for Gen Z? It's more than just being annoyed or frustrated with politics. It's a deeper feeling, a sense that the system itself is broken or stacked against you. It's that moment you realize the system, politicians, parties, the whole circus, just isn't working for you. You start to see that the promises made during campaigns rarely turn into real change, and the issues that matter most to you are often ignored or sidelined. Imagine ordering a perfect burger and getting a soggy mess. That's how Gen Z feels about politics. You expect something better, something that actually delivers, but what you get is disappointing and leaves you hungry for real solutions. We grew up online, watching every promise made and broken in real time. Social media means we see the hypocrisy, the scandals, and the empty words instantly. There's no hiding from the truth when it's trending on your feed. Disillusionment isn't apathy. It's what happens when you care deeply and see leaders failing on climate, inequality, and justice. It's the frustration of wanting to make a difference, but feeling like the people in charge just don't get it, or worse, don't care. It's the sense that the game is rigged, and no one's playing for us. The rules seem set up to keep the same people in power, while the rest of us are left on the sidelines, wondering if our voices even matter. We're not lazy, we're paying attention. We're questioning, researching, and talking about what's really going on, even if it feels overwhelming or hopeless at times. When politicians argue over nonsense, while the world burns, it feels like betrayal. It's like watching people bicker over the remote while the house is on fire. Priorities are completely out of whack. It's realizing the adults in charge are asleep at the wheel. The people who are supposed to lead and protect us seem disconnected from reality, and that's both scary and infuriating. Why does it matter? Because a whole generation feeling disconnected is a warning sign. When young people lose faith in the system, it threatens the future of democracy and social progress. Gen Z isn't just complaining, we're demanding a total redesign. We're organizing, protesting, and building new ways to make our voices heard, even when the odds seem stacked against us. Disillusionment is the spark. It can lead to giving up or to building something better. The choice is ours, and every day, more of us are choosing to fight for a future that actually works for everyone. Why does Gen Z trust politicians so little? To understand, you have to look at the timeline of events that shaped us, one crisis after another, each leaving a mark. We grew up in the shadow of the 2008 financial crisis, watching families struggle, homes lost, and dreams put on hold. We learned early that leaders' mistakes hit regular people hardest, and that the safety nets we were told to trust could vanish overnight. Then came the chaos of 2016. Politics turned into a reality show, facts became alternative, and the rules changed overnight. Social media made it impossible to escape the noise, and suddenly, truth felt negotiable. Just as we adjusted, COVID hit. We saw leaders fumble, misinformation explode, and systems crack under pressure. The pandemic exposed how unprepared those in charge really were, and how quickly chaos could become the new normal. These weren't just headlines, they shaped our worldview. Every notification, every breaking news alert was a reminder that stability was an illusion. We learned that the economy can collapse, norms can shatter, and a pandemic can upend everything we thought was certain. School, work, even basic routines, nothing was guaranteed. Each crisis taught us, the system is fragile, and those in charge aren't always up to the job. We saw protests erupt, institutions falter, and promises broken again and again. This isn't just cynicism, it's lived experience. We carry the weight of these events, and they've shaped how we see authority, leadership, and the future. We didn't choose to be skeptical. We watched the world burn and were told it was normal. We saw crisis after crisis and were expected to just move on. Our trust wasn't lost overnight. It was chipped away, crisis by crisis, headline by headline, until skepticism became second nature. Now, skepticism is our default. We question everything because we've seen what happens when you don't. We're not pessimists. We're realists with receipts. We have the evidence, the memories, and the scars to prove it. The system failed us, and we noticed. We remember every promise that was broken, every moment we were let down. That's why trust is so hard to rebuild. For Gen Z, trust isn't just given. It has to be earned. And that's a lesson we learned the hard way. This isn't just a vibe. There's data, and it's painting a pretty clear picture of how Gen Z feels about the people in charge. Less than 25% of Gen Z trusts the federal government to do what's right most of the time. That's not just a small number, it's a wake-up call. That's lower than any other generation, including millennials and boomers, who grew up in totally different worlds. We're not just mad at one party, we're swiping left on the whole two-party system. It feels like neither side is really listening to us. Both Democrats and Republicans seem out of touch, more interested in fighting each other than actually fixing what's broken. It's like watching parents argue while the house is on fire. We want solutions, not drama, and definitely not more finger-pointing. We see politicians take corporate money, ignore climate change, and make promises they never keep. Instead of real action, we get thoughts and prayers and empty speeches that don't change anything. For us, inaction isn't just disappointing, it's a threat to our future. This isn't apathy or laziness. We care so much it hurts. We're anxious, angry, and motivated all at once. Our distrust is a reaction to being let down over and over by leaders who promise change but rarely deliver. The low trust isn't the problem, it's a symptom of a system that keeps failing us. The real issue? A political establishment with a massive credibility gap where words rarely match actions. We're not checked out, we're demanding better. The numbers prove it, and so do our actions. We're organizing, volunteering, and building our own solutions. We're not waiting around for things to magically improve, we're making change happen ourselves. Let's talk Democrats. They brand themselves as the party of progress, but Gen Z sees more talk than action. Rainbow logos and big promises fade fast when student debt relief stalls and climate action means more drilling. Watching the party sideline progressives like Bernie Sanders sent a clear message. Our energy is wanted, but our ideas are too much. On issues like Gaza, the response feels weak and out of touch. The gap between branding and reality is huge. We don't want incremental change, we want bold action, and right now, we're not getting it. If Democrats disappoint, the GOP is a non-starter for most of Gen Z. The party's focus on culture wars, banning books, attacking LGBTQ+ rights, rolling back progress, feels hostile and out of touch. We're worried about jobs and the planet, not manufactured outrage. Climate denial is a deal breaker. It's our future at stake. The GOP's platform seems built on fear, not solutions. Election denial and political violence? Alarming. For us, it's not just a different party. It's a different reality. It's an automatic no. When the system leaves you on read, you build your own. Gen Z's activism is digital, organizing on TikTok, Discord, and beyond. Movements like March for Our Lives and Fridays for Future started online and went global. We don't wait for permission. We create viral campaigns, mutual aid networks, and our own media. We're not asking for a seat at the table. We're building new ones. Our activism is decentralized, creative, and fast. We're bypassing broken systems to make real change. One post, one share, one live stream at a time. Disillusionment can turn into apathy, but that's exactly what the system wants. Checking out doesn't make politics disappear. It just means others decide for you. Every law, every policy, every right you have is shaped by politics, whether you engage or not. Apathy is surrender. It hands power to those who broke the system. Not voting isn't neutral. It boosts the influence of those who do, often older and more conservative. When young people stay home, our issues get ignored. Skepticism is healthy, cynicism is a trap. If we all give up, nothing changes. The most radical act? Refusing to lose hope. Stay engaged even when it's hard. Our future depends on it. Don't let frustration turn into silence. The system won't fix itself. We have to show up. So what now? We get creative. Breaking the two-party monopoly means supporting third-party and independent candidates who actually align with our values. Change your media diet. Support independent journalism. Follow creators who break down the news without corporate spin. Local politics matter. City councils, school boards, and mayors shape daily life more than the president. Get involved. Vote, volunteer, or even run for office. Invest in political education. Learn what you're for, not just what you're against. Look at how other countries solve problems and imagine new solutions. Building a better system starts with us. Here's the bottom line. Don't let disillusionment be the end. Make it the beginning. Being let down means you're paying attention, and that's powerful. Don't just get mad, Get everything: a responsive government, a fair society, a sustainable future. Weaponize your curiosity. Question everything. Dig deeper. Stay involved on your own terms. Every conversation, every post, every local meeting counts. Redefine engagement. Make it creative, community-focused, and powerful. Never lose your radical imagination. The system isn't set in stone. A world with clean energy, universal healthcare, and no student debt is possible. Don't let anyone call your demands unrealistic. The old ways failed. Now it's our turn. Don't settle for a seat at the table. Build a better one.